Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to do an amazing Thanksgiving special for you guys today. And first we're going to start off with this amazing turkey we have here today. It's about a 30-pounder. So I just wanted to show you how to season it and to really get it ready for Thanksgiving. And I know there's a couple of ways to brine your turkey. You can brine your turkey for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And today we have this really soft butter. I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And we also have these seasonings I put in this bowl. It's a combination. You can put your favorite turkey seasonings you want, whatever you want your turkey to taste like. Basically I put like oregano, thyme, poultry seasoning, rosemary, sage. So we're trying to make like a good turkey poultry rub is what I'm going to do right now. So, but first, this is the most important thing about getting your turkey prepared and ready for the turkey roast. You really got to dry it off. You really got to give it a good. You really have to dry that skin off really good, because oil, which is butter, oil and water does not mix at all. So if you dry that turkey off really good and you give him a good massage, I guarantee you he's going to taste really good. And that seasoning rub that you put on there is really going to stick. So you really want to dry. That's probably rule number one, and that you want to really get that turkey dry. So those seasonings can really stick on that bird. If not, if it's wet, that seasoning's just gonna fall right off. Yeah. Make sure you give them a good massage. Pick them up, get them up under the wing bone. Don't forget the other one's gonna get jealous. Let's do the other one here. All right. So we did that. So the next thing we're probably gonna want to do is go ahead and stick his. Get the wing bone behind him like that. Let's get this other wing bone in there. All right, there you go, real easy. So this is the second trick you're gonna need to do that's really important. This turkey's got a membrane, so what you're gonna wanna do is try to get under that membrane, to get under that skin right there, so you can get to the meat. What you're gonna wanna do is, that's very important, is you're gonna have to roll up your sleeves, because this is gonna get a little messy here. So second thing you gotta do is roll up the sleeves really good, and we're gonna have to get our gloves back again, and I'm gonna show you a little trick that really helps get that rub on the meat and really give you an amazing flavor roast in a short minute of time without the brining for days, and you don't have to do all that. So first we're going to do is get our hands up under the skin. There's a membrane right here, so you kind of get your hands up under that membrane, and you can see your hand kind of separating. You got to separate the skin from the meat. So we're trying to just separate it. You got that breast right there. So we're gonna move to the second breast over here with your other hand. You kind of get up under there, separate that. I know it's messy, but you kind of get up in there and you kind of separate. You see how I'm separating that? You kind of gotta really get in there. It's physical, but I guarantee it's really worth it, because that's how you're gonna get all that. That's how you're gonna get all that seasonings down into that meat. Okay, so we have the two breasts. We have the breast already all separated, and the same thing you can do to the leg and thigh, and I'm going to show you. There's another membrane right here, and I'll show you real quick how we're going to do this. You kind of get up in there, get up under that membrane that's down in there, and you kind of slide and separate the skin from the dark meat. Now you're into the thigh, you're into the leg, that nice dark meat. So you want to separate it as much as you can so you can get that rub down in there. So now we're going to try the other thigh. You kind of use the other hand, get down into that membrane. It's way down in there. Kind of separate it so you can get your hand into that thigh meat so you can put all that flavor in there. That's the trick. That brining works, but not as good as this. Won't give you the results of the, man, that was a good turkey, or that was a juicy turkey. So there we have it, it's all separated. Thank you. So, that was tough. Had to get a little rough and physical with them, but it's worth it. So we have all this skin separated from the meat. So now we're gonna work on our rub here. We got our butter here, and we have our seasonings here. I already told you, just rosemary, sage, oregano, thyme, poultry seasoning. We have our butter here. So we're just gonna add a butter here and like make a rub real quick with the soft butter. Not too much. You want to be a rub. All right, here we go, perfect. So this is what we're going to do. So now we got our nice seasoning and this nice melted butter here. Now we're going to put it on the meat. So what we're going to do is just grab a handful of this. It's going to be a little messy and drippy, but it's going to be beautiful at the end when you're at the Thanksgiving table, when you take your turkey to everybody and you kind of get it right up under there. Check how you get all that seasoning right up under that skin, and it goes on the meat. And you're seasoning the meat. You're not seasoning that skin. Or go to the second breast over here. Get that buttery flavor on in there. That's what we call it down here, down south. Get that butter down in there. So here we go. We're gonna get some more butter down in the thigh meat. Get some butter down in the legs. Get it in there. Beautiful. Let's get switch hands. We'll come over here and we'll get them. And get that. See there? See all that seasoning you just put in there? And wow, I guarantee it's gonna be an amazing turkey. You get amazing results, amazing reviews. And there you have it. Look how beautiful that looks. Now you're all seasoned up. Your bird's nice and happy. Ready for the showroom. So now there you go. That's pretty seasoned up in there. So the rest we have a little bit left over, and we're just gonna rub the top of it. Get him right up there. Just give him a good rub down. There you have it. Get those wings down there. Give them a good massage. Went through all that work. Let's give them a good massage. I think it looks very good. I think that's very good and beautiful. It looks beautiful. What do you think? How's it look? Glad you enjoyed it. So now our next step is we're gonna have to get our, we could probably put it in the oven like this, but you're gonna get a lot of pan dripping. So I recommend that you put it in this 2-inch hotel pan right here. And it's about a 30-pounder. He's a big one. We're gonna get him right in here and get him ready for the oven for roasting. Beautiful. Get him in there. That looks yummy. All right, that looks good. So on the final step, what I like to do is really just to give it some nice flavor. I like to throw a little bit of sea salt, a little rosemary sea salt. So I'll just throw a little bit on top to really, so when you grab a piece of that skin, it's gonna taste good. You're gonna have a lot of flavor because you're just throwing a bunch of kosher sea salt all over just to finish it off nice. Let's throw a little, just to finish it off nice, let's throw a little sea salt over the rosemary sea salt right over the top of it. There you have it. So that's my Thanksgiving turkey for everyone. So now we're going to put it in the oven, and it's probably, I recommend 250 for a big bird like this. This is about a 30-pounder. Probably about 250 is good for about 5 hours, and it'll be nice and juicy and perfect. So we're just going to pop them in the oven and give it about a good 4 hours. 5 hours at 250. Thank you. So while that's in the oven, okay, so now we have our turkey in the oven. We're gonna start on our holiday cranberry sauce. Today we have fresh cranberries, we have sugar, We have orange juice, equal amounts of sugar, equal amounts of orange juice. We have cinnamon sticks. We have orange rinds sliced really thin. The orange rind's got a lot of flavor. And we have 2 cups of red wine. So let's get started. First, we're gonna put our cranberries into the pot. The next thing we're gonna do is add our liquid. So this is the way to measure it. You just want to make sure that the cranberries are just barely covering. You want to make sure that the cranberries are submerged in the liquid. So that's about right. So that's our measurement right there. So now we know how much sugar to add there. So if you're doing a 50-50, you're probably pretty much making a syrup. If you reduce it a little more, you're making a jam. If you keep reducing, you're probably going to make a preserve. So if you stick with the 50-50 ratio, you'll be safe. So then we're going to add the exact amount of sugar in there. It looks like a lot, but if you stick with the 50-50 ratio, like I tell you, it's going to be perfect. So we got our cranberries, we got our orange juice, and we got our sugar in there. Looking good so far. So the next step is we're going to add our cinnamon sticks in there. Add a couple of cinnamon sticks in there. And then we have our orange rinds sliced really thin, just a couple of them. You don't want to put too much, then it'll get too acidic. So we'll just put a little bit in there. And then my favorite part about the recipe is the red wine. So we have 2 cups of red wine. Next thing, let's give this guy a quick stir. Let's check it out. So I'm gonna turn it on. Now we got our recipe, everything in the pot, everything measured out. Let's turn it on about a medium heat, about a medium high heat, and let's get a little bit of heat on there. So you don't want to cook it all the way. You just want to cook it till they start to pop and blister. That's when you know that your cranberry sauce is ready. You don't want to overcook it. So we're just kind of getting all the ingredients mixed very well. And then we have our red wine right here, which is the best part of the recipe. I can't wait for the red wine. That's my favorite part. So we're just mixing it around. Everything looks good here so far. So our next thing is the red wine here. So what we're gonna do with this red wine is carefully measured. You gotta carefully measure this stuff here or else the recipe is not gonna be exact. And so with the red wine, we have 2 cups here. One is for me. Thank you. And the other cup is for you. Thank you. And that's how you make holiday cranberry sauce. So now the sugar and the orange juice is coming to a simmer, and it's gonna start to pop. The cranberries are gonna start to pop, and we're just gonna wait for it to reduce. Give it about a good 10-15 minutes. And let's be quiet and let's just hear the cranberries pop. It's like just be careful because they will pop on you. Just let it reduce. It takes about 15 minutes. With that ratio, with that 50-50 ratio, it's a for sure win on the recipe. Don't want them to overcook. You don't want a mushy cranberry sauce. You want to have it, some nice whole berries that are just blistered and busted. So let's not don't overcook it. Just kind of Move it around a little bit. Just wait for them cranberries to fall in love with the orange juice and sugar. Make them come together. That's how easy it is, that easy. So I hope you're enjoying yourself, and I hope I get to see a lot of cranberry sauce this Thanksgiving from everyone. And a lot of beautiful turkeys from everybody. Thank you for joining me. I had a good time. Hope I can catch you on my next special. I guarantee you my next show will be another great one. Fun and exciting, I guarantee you that. So now my cranberries are coming to a simmer here with the orange juice and sugar. And you want to cook it slow. It takes about a good 5-10 minutes. And with that 50-50 ratio, you can't mess this recipe up. So it's really easy, and it goes really fast. Just goes nice and slow. Take it nice and slow. You don't need a high temperature. With that 50-50 ratio, you're almost making like a nice cranberry jam. That's what you're making. Just don't overcook it, then it just turn into like a cranberry puree. So you want to have it nice, and you want to catch those cranberries right. You want to catch those cranberries right when they're popping and they're starting to blister. That's pretty much. I know it looks watery a little bit. It looks a little wet, but I guarantee you, once it cools down, that simple syrup you created, is just gonna congeal, and everything's just gonna come right together, and it's gonna be a nice jelly is what you made with that 50-50 ratio. So that's about it. That's pretty close. That's right where you want to catch it. I think it looks beautiful. Let's check it out. A little bit's puree, but you still got some of that whole blistered cranberries. It looks beautiful. Yep, that's where you want to catch it, and that's pretty much how you want to. That's pretty much how you want to have it right there. Like I said, once it cools down, it's definitely going to. Let's try to. Then we're gonna put some of this, and there you have it. Here's your fresh cranberry sauce. You got a little bit of that beautiful orange rind zest, and it's all edible. It's delicious. You almost turn that orange zest, orange rind into a candy when you cook it in that simple syrup with those cranberries. So it's gonna taste delicious, and all that flavor from those cinnamon sticks is just really gonna make your Thanksgiving really special. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope I get to see a lot of cranberry sauce this Thanksgiving and a lot of beautiful turkeys. Thank you, and I hope to see you on my next show. Thank you.